Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the 2006 Broken Lizard comedy Beerfest. Now I recently did a classic movie review for Super Troopers, getting ready for the upcoming release of Super Troopers 2 in the UK. And needless to say, I'm a big fan of Super Troopers and very much looking forward to Super Troopers 2. But also, to a lesser degree, I'm a big fan of all the other Broken Lizard movies that they've done. And probably my second favourite is this film, Beerfest. The 2006 movie. It's got all the crew in there from the Broken Lizard who you'll recognise if you've seen any of the Broken Lizard movies. And this film essentially focuses on, there are two brothers, Jan Wolfhouse and Todd Wolfhouse, played by Paul Sauter and Eric Stolhansk, two of the Broken Lizard guys. And they run their own German-themed restaurant, and their grandfather, who is played briefly by Donald Sutherland, has passed. And as part of the tradition, the family tradition, his ashes need to be spread somewhere in Germany at the Oktoberfest. It's some special place in Oktoberfest. So they agree, these two brothers, to go over to Germany at Oktoberfest to sprinkle his ashes. And while they're having a really good time at Oktoberfest, they are taken to this underground drinking competition, Beerfest. And they're absolutely dazzled by what they see. There's all these countries all over the world competing in these drinking games, and the ultimate team is the German team. And it's Jürgen Prochnow, and you've got Rolf Muller, and we've even got Will Forte, who's one of the German contestants, wiping the floor with everybody else. And unfortunately, it doesn't go well for the two brothers over in Germany. They are accused, or their family is accused of being thieves, and that's why they ran to America all them years ago, and they're humiliated basically in Germany. And when they get back to America, they vow to go back in a year's time with their own United States of America team to compete at the Beerfest and win, to get their revenge. So they put together a team. And essentially the team they put together is all the familiar faces of the Broken Lizard team. You've got Landfill, who is, let me just see, Kevin Hefferman as Landfill. And you've got all the others basically playing roles on this team, and they bring them together, and they've got a whole year to train themselves, including drinking ram's piss. And they get into all sorts of shenanigans. There we go, shenanigans, Super Troopers. To prepare themselves for this drinking competition in 12 months' time. But also embedded in the story is this side story where there's some secret beer recipe was stolen, and they discover it and start brewing it in America. Very, very tasty beer apparently. The Germans don't like it. They come over trying to steal it back and all that sort of stuff. So there you go, that's Beerfest. A really fun but absolutely stupid movie. You're in no doubt when this movie starts, within the first 5 minutes, of what you're in store with this movie, right up until Donald Sutherland at his own funeral appears on a screen, you know, on his deathbed, supping beer, pints of beer every few seconds. You know the kind of movie you're in for. Well, you should anyway with these guys. You're not in for any kind of serious comedy here. It's just full-on slapstick, juvenile humour, right from the off. But there is no denying that it's fun to watch. For me it is anyway. I would imagine that it is. I think their humour is a bit of an acquired taste, and I think you've got to leave your baggage at the door when you watch these guys' movies, because if you go in there with a certain mentality, you're going to hate these movies. If you just go in there and just click your brain off them, it's like sometimes going into an action movie, sometimes you need to step back, click your brain off and just have fun. Well, this is the kind of comedy movie where you need to click your brain off and just have fun with it. and just allow the laughs to wash over you, if you like. They throw so many gags at the screen, these guys. There's an awful lot that hit and are funny, and there's an awful lot that miss. But from my perspective, there are more hits than misses in all the movies. Even though there's the other movie that they did, Club Dread, another one of the movies that they did, it's probably their lowest rated movie. And that's probably the movie where a lot of the laughs missed, but there were still some hits. I will probably do a review for that at some point as well. But for me, I think this is just behind Super Troopers in its entertainment and fun and enjoyable factor, because there's an awful lot of elements of this movie that is funny. I mean, properly laugh out loud funny. Doesn't make sense. No, I don't think it's meant to make sense. And you could almost argue, I mean, when you watch it for the first time, you're kind of like, this is really disrespectful to German culture. But then you realise that Jürgen Prochnoff's in it, and Rolf Muller, and there's quite a few German people in this movie, so you kind of relax a bit and thinking, well, if they're alright with it, why shouldn't I be? So yeah, they do kind of take the mickey out of certain cultures in this movie, so if you're a bit like that and you're not sure about that sort of thing in a movie, you won't like it. But like I say, if you can relax and have a good time with this movie, you will have fun with it. I don't see how you can't. There's a lot of laughs in this movie. And all the guys, again, I think they work really, really well together. They've got great chemistry. And I think it's a good, fun movie, this. So I'm going to give it... It's not as good as Super Troopers. I think that was fantastic. Really funny. But I'll give this very close to an 8 out of 10. I'll give it a 7.8 out of 10. It's arguably an 8 out of 10, this movie, I think. It is fun. Very enjoyable. Very funny. Completely juvenile, completely stupid, and yes, there are a good number of people that won't enjoy the humour in this movie and will think it complete trash. But I'm not one of them. I enjoyed it, so thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget, if you've never seen Beerfest, check it out. Thanks for watching.